Hello again. So this is a video, a link for prospective parents considering having therapy with me, or possibly my other people I've trained, for a child, well, 8, 9, but even 10, 11, 12 years old is still a bit of a tricky age. So from my point of view, I see it as this. Regardless of the age of a child, I know children are used to us telling us what to do and teachers telling them, but they need to tell themselves what to do. You know, a part of the mind will only listen to themselves. It won't listen to us. This is the part I work with. And the main part of my therapy is teaching a child to be clear about what they want and why they want it and take responsibility. There's just no way around that. Yeah. A lot of parents have this idea that I'm going to do some kind of hypnosis and do like a sledgehammer thing and override it and make the child, compel their child to eat, which is why so many children are scared about being hypnotized. Most children still don't want their eyes open. Why do you think that is? Because they have these ideas. Some man is going to go in my head and control my mind and make me do stuff I don't really want to do. Of course they're scared. Yeah, and that is a hostile client. You can't hypnotize someone like that. Yeah? Not to mention most children are just bored of relaxation. They find relaxation boring. They're looking around. So when parents have this hope of some kind of, if I see a child and I say to a child, would you like your eyes open or closed? The child says open. Okay, keep your eyes open, I do my stuff. And there's maybe some moderate success. And then I get a call from the parent says, well, next time can we do the deep hypnosis? What, against your child's wishes? How do I do that? And how to say to your child, right, even though you want your eyes open, I want you to close them and I want to control your mind. You up for that? They're going to say no. They're going to resist it. Yeah? I work with the client I've got. If the child's happy to be hypnotized open, great. Yeah. But if they're not, and most aren't, then they won't. I can't really override that. You sort of have to accept this is how this therapy works. I don't have this magical power to compel people to eat stuff against their will. My therapy is done by negotiation and clarification, education, and a lot of other things. Yeah. So that's really important. The next thing is, I'm probably going to get a lot of hate mail for this, but going back to the question of responsibility, some parents are very protective of their children. Their child can do no wrong and it's never any responsibility with the child. It's all the therapist or someone else's fault. Yeah. And you get this from time to time, and there's never a sense of, well, what's my child's role in it and are they doing the end of the bargain? Sometimes there isn't. I mean, on a case that stands up in my mind, I had a child, he's bilingual, shall we say Norwegian, yeah? And the child comes in, looks completely bored, disinterested, and really not wanting to be there. He refuses to speak to me. His mother's saying, well, he said he wanted to change, but obviously differently. They've come all this way. So what do? I say, okay, well, the child wouldn't even look at me or engage with me. I asked a few times, I said, all right, I'm going to say stuff to your mother so that maybe, she can say it back to you. And as I speak with the mother, the child keeps interrupting in a foreign language, in Norwegian, shall we say. So, I instantly say, look, do you mind if I speak to your mother? Because if you don't want to engage, that's fine, but at least I can tell her. And he kept interrupting. And, the mother didn't really do anything about it, just sort of looked at him, sort of, okay. And so, as you can expect, it wasn't a great session. He was almost angry being there. And then I got a complaint saying he didn't really engage with my child. I'm thinking, I'm not God, I do my bit. I ask this child, I've got some information. We'll go slowly. We can do this. He's just not interested. In fact, complete kind of rejection and speaking his own language. I don't know what he's saying with his mother in Norwegian. I don't know what's going on. So this is a child, I don't know, changes their mind or doesn't want to be there or has a dynamic with a mother, which I suspect that started playing out. Yeah, and it's not what they want to hear. So, I'm sure this person has complained about me if anyone asked about it in a forum as well. I mean, it's going to happen when you see thousands of people. You're going to get a proportion that are disgruntled, that will not be happy and will blame every experienced therapist is going to have this. It goes with the job. That's why, again, I'm not... Look, it's a bit upsetting. It's like, oh, it's really unfair. But I'm also a big boy. It goes with the territory. So this is the thing that happens sometimes. If a child comes in, and I explain the choices, ultimately the child, the phrase, you can lead a horse to water, you can't make it drink. It kind of boils down to that. We built a really good case for changing and a good case for the bad things happen if you don't change. It's a little bit now in the child's call. Yeah. I mean, no one says to the child, okay, you don't want to play this game, you're going to play 5 times a week, you're going to do it. We just don't do that. If a child wants to join a football team, they see the benefit of being the football team or chess team or whatever, the dancing team. They know what they want. They're prepared to pay the price, which is practice and stretching and all this stuff, even if it's cold or clammy, and they get there. There's no other way around that. But I'm being asked to do something like, my child doesn't really know what they want. They don't really want to do it, and now it's up to you to make them do it. Well, it's not exactly that way. We're going to make a really good case for it, but they still have to do it. And if they don't, I don't really have any power over that. If there's a problem with that, I'd say to people, wait until your child is older, more mature, more aware, of the bad things piling up, so he's more motivated. Yeah. But as I said, my intake form is already 14 pages long. I cannot keep adding clarification. It's going to be 50 pages long. I keep stressing there, it is not a cure. Do not expect me to compel someone, especially if they're resistant or hostile. I do not work that way. The child has to do their bit. If they're not ready or a bit mature or confused about things going on, wait till later. Yeah? And if there's still a problem, please see someone else. Because, I want to do my bit. I don't want to get involved in some other, thing going on here. I prefer the child to wait until they're older. So, if any parent has any questions about this, let me know. But the client has a role no matter how young they are. It doesn't matter if they're 7 years old, they've still got to decide to do something. I'm not here to give sympathy and, oh, you poor thing, well, let's do, you get that at home for free. I think life is quite hard. You've got to teach people how to cope with adversity, and sometimes you've got to spell out choices because you're not preparing them for life if you don't. Not everyone's going to be endlessly sympathetic like our parents are. Sometimes you've got to either do it or face the consequence about stuff. I still don't think I do it in some kind of angry way. I do it in a factual way. Like, do this or do this. It's up to you. It's up to you what you choose. Yeah, I don't think that's angry. So, any questions, let me know.